Good afternoon, guys and girls. How's it going? Jack Williams here. Happy Saturday. So, I'm coming on today, guys, to talk about, you can see the topic. So we know what we need to do, but we're struggling to get ourselves to do it. Who can relate to this a little bit? When you know what you want to do, what you should be doing to achieve X, Y, or Z, but you're struggling to get yourself to do it. Now, I could name so many different things that this has been relevant for in my life. But if you're just tuning in, maybe come into the comments with maybe some things that you want and maybe you know what you need to do. The best example of this is weight loss or building muscle or even making more money, right? We know what we need to do it, but sometimes we struggle to do it. And I was on a Zoom call on Monday with a guy who I'm really, really inspired by, and he was talking about this. He was talking to thousands of entrepreneurs and just saying, you guys know exactly what you're supposed to do. He was actually talking about this guy's been a successful entrepreneur for like 30 years. And he was talking about how he's always been successful in business. He's made a hell of a lot of money. He's a multi-millionaire, but he's had trouble with his weight, right? He's had trouble to lose weight. And it got to the end of last year and he went for a DEXA scan and realised that he was in a lot of trouble. And his doctor said to him that if you don't start to change things, you're going to be running into some real challenging situations in the near future. And it was like a bit of a wake-up call. And he said about how he spent the last 20 years on all these different types of diets, if you like, but he never managed to see anything through. And he was like saying to us, look, I know all the time what I'm supposed to do, but knowing and doing are two totally different things. So I don't know if anyone can relate to this. Maybe you wanted to get fitter, you wanted to lose some body fat, or there's certain things that you want to do. Maybe you're the same as this guy, you wanted to lose weight, but you're constantly self-sabotaging yourself from achieving that. I don't know if anyone can relate to this. I know I can in so many different areas in my life. Even most recently, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, but sabotaging myself. So I've got some notes here that I want to make sure I really touch on some things because I feel like I can add some value today to whoever's watching. And if you are getting value, by the way, stick it maybe 100 in the chat so I can see in the comments so I can see that you guys are engaged. But is anyone else feel like they're struggling with this? Because it all comes down to this, by the way, your subconscious mind. I wanted to share this book with everybody today. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. So good. I read this a couple of years ago now, and I need to read it again because he was talking about this book in this Zoom call, and I was like, this is amazing, and I want to come on and teach it a little bit so I can understand it a bit better myself. So what he basically says is your subconscious mind is the boss and tells you what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. So it isn't even your thinking mind, it's your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is what you think yourself, right? Your subconscious mind is way deeper, and that controls everything. So you can be like, yeah, I know what to do. Oh yeah, I know that. Like, for example, you know to lose weight, you need to cut back, you need to move more, and you need to eat a bit healthier. Be more. Yes, you know it, Rav. So you know that. But why is it that maybe 60-70% of our world is overweight then? And maybe 50% by 2030 will be obese. Everybody in them two categories knows how to lose weight. But there's a difference between knowing and doing. And by the way, most of them actually want to lose weight as well. So it's not like they don't want to. It's a fact of there's a difference between knowing and doing. So you know what you need to do, but you can't get yourself to do it. And it's your subconscious mind is sabotaging your growth and your actions. Who can relate to this? If you can relate to this, stick in the chat 100, the emoji, or hands up or whatever. Just share something so I can see you guys are understanding what I'm saying, because when I was listening to this Zoom call, I was actually here in my office. I've got my little treadmill. I was walking while listening and I was like, this is amazing. I need to take notes on this. So I started taking notes, which I'm reading to you guys now. And basically he was saying, because he was saying to us, this is his weight loss problem, but this is for a lot of entrepreneurs that he was talking to on the Zoom. This is the entrepreneurial pandemic as well. People know what to do, but they self-sabotage themselves, and it's their subconscious mind because they don't feel worthy. They don't feel worthy, and they don't believe that they deserve the result. So they sabotage themselves from actually seeing through the weight loss or seeing through building the big business because they don't feel themselves worthy of the result. Hopefully this is making sense. So he speaks about reprogramming your mind to think differently and to act differently. And you've almost got to like retrain your mind, because our mind is just a reflection of how we grew up, our parenting, the people that we surround ourselves with, afternoon Becky, and the habits that we have. Like, what was the book? I missed it. The book is called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Some really scary things in there, right? Your mind is so powerful, right? And you can reprogram it. It doesn't matter, like, your past is your past. This is not a live to talk about, woe is me, this is my past, I'm fucked up because of it, right? Excuse my French. It doesn't always have to be that way. You can change that. You can really start to reprogram the way you think through getting around different groups of people. Like, being on Zoom's app for me was like a massive, like, during the emoji where the brain is like fried of that, I was watching it thinking, this is so relevant to most people. Can you show the book again? There you go. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Maybe someone put it in the chat so everyone else can see. Such a good book, because let's face it, we all know what to do, but the little subconscious mind in our head is sabotaging ourselves so often in our pursuit of what we want. And here's an example. Let's say you want to go on a weight loss journey, you start taking steps, you start working towards it, you clean up your diet, you start moving more, you start exercising. Opinion comes from somebody that you care about. Oh, you don't need to do that, don't go too hard, or you're losing too much weight, or some form of bollocks, right? And you're like, you don't need it. But for some people, it knocks them off track. The guy who I was listening to Monday, his name's Eric, he was saying when people give him compliments, because of his weight loss, he actually sabotages himself and goes and has a pizza. He goes, I can't stop myself from doing it. So he goes, this year I had to really reprogram my mind. And by the way, this guy was a super successful businessman. So he said, there's a quote, how you do one thing is how you do everything. He was like, it's not true, because he was so disciplined in his businesses, but the opposite when it comes to the way he fed himself. And he goes, I had to really work on my mindset. And he said the only thing that it makes it happen and changes the result and changes your consistency is by creating an accountability structure, by being accountable to your goals and from other people, right? You've got to make yourself accountable, because otherwise, if it's down to you, you're going to let yourself off the hook. Who lets himself off the hook? Be honest, guys. I know for me, I always do. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be all right, I'll do that. Oh yeah, I'll leave that maybe till tomorrow. And then guess what? Tomorrow never really comes. Or the most popular one, I'll leave that until Monday. Oh, I'll start that on Monday. Or a lot of people this time of year are going, do you know what? I'll start that in January. I'll start that in 2023, because that's when I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to achieve all my goals in 2023. But then 2023 comes and you've got the same subconscious mind. So you start to take little steps and then you go, oh, don't do that, because you're going to be uncomfortable. It's better to stay comfortable here in your safe zone. Don't go there, guys. The safe zone is the miserable zone. Go and get into the uncomfortable realms, because this is where you grow. This is where you achieve the things that you want in your life. Go, when you hear it all the time on these quotes, right? Go get uncomfortable, but it's true. Get into environments that make you uncomfortable and create an accountability structure that makes you uncomfortable. Meaning, you have your list of things that you need to do. For example, let's go use the weight loss example. You want to be in a calorie deficit. You want to do 10,000 steps a day. You want to drink more water. You want to not eat the rubbish. You want to cut out processed foods, and you want to be good, yeah? So you tell people who can hold you accountable, right? And sometimes it might not be your parents or your other half, because they might not be that supportive, right? It has to be someone that supports you and doesn't let you off the hook, right? That's why sometimes what I do is so good and so valuable, because when I help someone to lose weight or help someone to make an income, I'm like a mentor and a support figure, but I'm not going to tell them what they need to hear. What they want to hear, sorry, I'm going to tell them what they need to hear. You need to be told what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear sometimes, right? So I appreciate that, Ryan. Thanks very much, mate. Hopefully you guys are getting some value from this. But create an accountability environment and surround yourself with other people who are embodying the habits and the results that you want to create in your own life. Maybe listen to that again, like maybe you watch this back or whatever, and understand this. You have to be around, because if you're always around people who haven't got the results that you want, and you're always around people who let you off the hook or encourage you to sabotage yourself from the things that you want in your life, if your goals and their lifestyle, like they don't match up, then you'll always find yourself, it's like the crabs in the bucket mentality. The crab's trying to escape the bucket, and then his mate will pull him back in, just because he wants his mate to stay with him in the bucket, right? If your people around you are pulling you back into the bucket, be careful. Just be careful, because the next 12 months are going to go by. Whose 12 months has gone by quick this year? Who's found 2022 quick? I've found it ridiculously quick. Time goes by like that, and if you are not careful, you'll drift. You'll drift through. But this book is great. Another great book is called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. He talks about this, about human beings, they drift through life. Yes, Donovan. They drift and they become outwitted by the devil, right? Which is other people's opinion. It is just so many. Read the book. It's so good. In fact, I'll probably do a live on the book at another time, because otherwise it's going to be too long. But hopefully you guys have got some value from this. Create an accountability structure around the things that you want. And in closing, because a lot of you guys will be going, yeah, but what? How do I do that? Right? We have an amazing 21-day transform program starting on Monday. If you want it right now, if you're ready to take action and you want to be around people that pull you out of the bucket into the bucket where you want to be, then join us on our transform plan. And if you're somebody who's been watching this and goes, you know what, I want to be on those types of calls with entrepreneurs and I want to make a side hustle, I want to make more money, then DM me or go to the link in my bio. There's a form in there that says work with me, or it says join my team or something like that. You can fill in that form and you can find out now about how you can be surrounded by someone like myself, and we can help you to work on yourself, to reprogram your mind and to think the same as your peers, because we're going to help pull you along to where you want to be, right? Because that's so key, because otherwise you think, I'm going to do that, but then watch, your subconscious mind will do its best to hold you back. It will sabotage you. It'll be like, oh, no, it's okay, have the day off, we'll have a pizza later, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? You guys all experience this in our lives every single day. You've got to say no to the self-sabotage behaviour, and you've got to move towards your goals. Now, I'm not saying there's no balance, there is balance, right? But are you moving forward or are you not, right? That's the question I'll end on. So, all right, guys, over and out. Have an amazing weekend. And in closing, who's winning the World Cup? Who is going to win the World Cup? Stick it in the comments. I am torn between nearly every good team, right? I'm rubbish at this type of thing. People have been asking me and I've been saying, I like the look of Brazil's team, but Portugal look good. Argentina also look good. I'm not going to say England, because I just can't see it really. There's not enough in-form players in the England team, and the defence I'm struggling with massively. But yeah, if you guys want to take advantage of anything I spoke about today, get in touch. But stick in the comments who you think is going to win the World Cup. Have a good one, guys. And yeah, hopefully we can bring it home. And in the last thing, so I forgot to mention this, cold showers, I'm loving them. I think I'm day 4 or 5 now, feeling brand new. Who's tried the 7-day cold showers? Hopefully you guys are on it. If you're not, try it today. Have a cold shower. Let me know how you feel. All right, guys, over and out. Speak soon. Take care. Have a good one.